Good evening, everyone. This is the feedback on the exercise on EB1. Um, uh, that was about Peter and Macrahard, one of the series of Peter's adventures. There were two parts, as you may remember. One was mostly about EB1C, multinational manager executive, and the other one was about his eligibility to EB1 extraordinary ability as a writer. Okay, so let's start first with EB1C discussion. First of all, in the fact pattern, it doesn't say exactly what kind of L1 Peter had. Some of you assumed that it was L1A, and therefore he is almost automatically is eligible for EB1C. It's not in the facts. Basically the older fact patterns, about Peter on L visas actually was more geared towards L1B, specialized knowledge. So that was the assumption that I wouldn't make right away. So to determine his eligibility for EB1C green card as a multinational manager, clearly he's not an executive, so only the manager part is relevant. So we will have to make like a three-part analysis. First of all, the eligibility of the enterprise itself. That's there. We know that Macrahard has an affiliate in the United States. It is a multinational entity, and we also know that U.S. affiliate has been in existence for over 1 year. Okay, so that's good. Now we need to decide whether Peter's position was managerial in Ireland and will be managerial in the United States. We know that his title is senior computer engineer. That's not enough. It doesn't tell us anything about his managerial responsibilities. It is possible that he has none and he's just more experienced engineer, and the title is just a reflection of seniority in the company, or it could mean that he actually oversees a team of more junior engineers, in which case he would be eligible for EB1C as a manager, because as we know, overseeing and managing a team of professional employees qualifies a person as a manager. Another possibility is that even if he didn't have direct reports, direct subordinates, maybe he has been overseeing some sort of important function. Maybe he has been overseeing a product line or a specific, even the project manager could be in some cases described as a manager for purposes of L1A and EB1C eligibility. So, as usual, we don't have all facts in the fact pattern, but, more important for me was to see your analysis and what kind of questions you would ask your client. Now, the third part of the analysis is, of course, whether he would be a manager in the United States. And that again, it's similar inquiry: whom he supervises, and if he supervises a group of professionals, that he qualifies. If he doesn't supervise anyone, that's not the end of the inquiry. You can ask him about an important essential function that he probably oversees within the company structure. So that's about EB1C. Now we also know that he's a famous writer, and the fact pattern is very clear actually that he qualifies as an EB1A, as an extraordinary ability alien in the field of children's literature. He had, more specifically, he had awards, which satisfies one of the criteria out of 10, and you only need 3. So one is a major award, and he had commercial success, which also isn't the fact pattern. We also know that he's become a household name, which is, it's not a specific requirement, but it tells us that probably there was something about him in the press, on TV, in the media. Maybe he was giving interviews, and also that his books could probably qualify as exceptional, as significant achievements in the field of children's literature. And he might qualify for under some other criteria as well. So the only question that we can ask ourselves here is, what is he planning to do? And some of you raised those issues, and it's I'm very glad that you did, because if he qualifies as a writer and if he applies as a writer, he better stay a writer, because that he basically presents to immigration that he comes to the United States to continue working his extraordinary ability. So if he gets a green card as a writer and after that doesn't write anything but just keeps working as a computer engineer, he might have a problem in the future. It's highly unlikely in reality, but at least theoretically it is possible that at some point immigration would inquire in especially at this citizenship stage, how come you got a green card as an extraordinary writer, but you haven't been writing at all, you've been just working full-time as a computer engineer. Can he continue write and work as a computer engineer? Probably yes. Now, if he applies as a computer engineer, if he gets a green card as EB1C, then again he should stay on that job, not indefinitely, not forever, but for long enough time to demonstrate the good faith application. That's at the time when he applied, he really intended to work as a manager for Macrahart. And if he if in his free time he writes books and he's very successful in it, good for him. I don't see a problem with that. Okay, so I hope that it covers all the issues that we touched upon in that assignment. It wasn't the most difficult one. Clearly, the next one is much more challenging. I'm still working on reviewing your submissions, and I'll get the feedback shortly. And our next topic, labor certification, will be also very challenging, so be prepared. And don't hesitate to write me if you have questions. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.